A daily plank practice sounds doable, right? You just dedicate a couple minutes to one exercise each day and hope for results. Although planks aren't quite as easy as they sound, they do have plenty of benefits. Here's a look at what can happen when you start doing planks every day. Even exercises like planks can cause pain if you're not doing them correctly. But the good news is, when you do a plank right, not only can you prevent injury, you may also reduce lower back pain. According to the American Council on Exercise, the plank is an excellent exercise to manage back pain because it contracts all the major muscle groups of the core without requiring much movement, strengthening the deep abdominal muscles to help stabilize the spine. So how do you know you're doing a plank correctly? The goal is to form a straight line from your heels to your head. Your elbows should be positioned directly beneath your shoulders, your upper back and shoulders engaged, preventing your chest from sinking between your arms or crunching your shoulders towards your ears. You should also engage your quads and glutes, tucking your pelvis under as you pull your belly button toward your spine, preventing your lower back from caving toward the floor. Then hold the position as long as you can without compromising proper form. When most people think of ab exercises, they think of exercises to strengthen the six-pack muscles or the rectus abdominis. But these show-me muscles are just one of a set of abdominal muscles that also include the internal and external obliques. These are the muscles that wrap around your abdomen and help with trunk flexion, compression, and rotation. There's also the deep transverse abdominis, or TVA for short. Unlike other ab exercises, the plank requires contraction of all four sets of muscle groups, but is particularly good at targeting the TVA. This deep muscle is important because it acts like a corset to flatten the abdominal wall, support the internal organs, and to stabilize the lumbar spine, especially when doing movements that involve the arms and legs. To activate the TVA, you can use bracing, contracting the abdominal muscles without moving, as though you were waiting to be punched in the stomach.
Got something to say about it, cowgirl? Yeah.
You can also use hollowing, contracting your abdomen while trying to pull your belly button toward your spine. When done correctly, planks use bracing and hollowing, effectively strengthening this important, often neglected muscle group. Planks work out all the muscles of your core. While many people think of the core as solely the muscles of the abdomen, the core is much more complex than that, encompassing everything from the hips to the shoulders. This includes the four primary muscle groups of the abdomen mentioned earlier, and also the upper back, lower back, chest, shoulders, quads, glutes, and calves. All of these muscles must contract and work in conjunction to hold your body in place and maintain proper form. The result is enhanced core strength that can help you in your day-to-day life as well as other athletic endeavors. This is even more noticeable when you expand your plank routines beyond the basic forearm plank and incorporate other plank variations to mix things up and target your core from different angles. One thing to keep in mind about the basic plank exercise is that it's an isometric or static exercise. Unlike many other traditional exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, squats, or even crunches, which are considered isotonic exercises, the plank and other isometric exercises involve muscle contraction without movement. All of the muscle groups involved contract and hold at a very specific joint angle or body position. While isometric exercises can help build strength, they're less effective at helping you grow muscle because your muscles aren't moving and experiencing muscle breakdown associated with isotonic exercises. But they help teach your brain to recruit more muscle fibers for a given isometric action. And they can help develop muscular endurance, or the ability to perform a certain movement for a longer length of time. Planks will also help you develop strength and stability in the other muscles and joints, including the shoulders, hips, glutes, arms, and quads. The thing you have to remember about the muscular system is that it all works together. This is referred to as the kinetic chain. Even isolation exercises like a biceps curl or triceps kickback require recruitment and stabilization of the core muscles to help isolate the targeted muscle group. But one of the primary functions of the core is to help the upper body and lower body work in coordinated actions. Something as simple as walking, which requires coordinated arm and leg swings that are connected through muscles of the core, is actually quite complex when you take into account all of the muscles being used. According to Rosalind Frazier, a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified trainer, when planks are performed on a regular basis, athletic performance may improve because your body learns how to efficiently recruit core muscles for stabilization and the transfer of energy between upper and lower body. This helps improve body awareness, stability, and coordination, all of which play an important role in athletic performance. If you work in a desk job in which you're constantly rounding your back, shoulders, and neck while sitting in front of a computer all day, it might be time to start incorporating planks into your daily routine. Proper plank form is more or less perfect posture. Even though planks are performed in a horizontal position, the idea is the same. You're contracting your core, engaging your lumbar spine and glutes to prevent your low back from caving, and pulling your shoulder blades down and in toward the spine to prevent your neck from collapsing between your arms. If someone were to draw a line from your ears to your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, it should form a completely straight line. Frazier also points out that the plank exercise teaches your muscles and joints to stack your spine in proper alignment, developing strength and recruiting the proper muscles for good posture. This ultimately transfers from the plank's horizontal position to proper posture when you're sitting, standing, walking, or running. A strong core can improve balance and help prevent falls. When your core muscles are efficient and strong, your lower body joints and muscles are more capable of making quick corrections to sudden changes in body position. A strong core will contract and engage efficiently, helping prevent your spine from flexing or rotating awkwardly while helping the muscles of your legs respond in a way that allows you to catch your balance. Core engagement is essential for balance and can be enhanced with variations on the plank, such as lifting opposite hands and feet off the ground while holding a stable core to further develop balance and coordination. But if you're not ready for this pose yet, start with a standard plank. Then try lifting one limb at a time for a second or two. Even small challenges like this can further build balance and stability. The shoulder joint is the most flexible joint in the body, capable of rotation, flexion, extension, and both abduction and adduction in two planes of motion. The result is an incredible range of motion that allows for all sorts of movements that make day-to-day life easier. Of course, there's a downside to all that movement and range of motion. The shoulder is also the least stable joint in the body. This makes it particularly susceptible to injury and dislocation. One way to improve stability and strength at the shoulder is to perform planks on a regular basis. The plank's isometric hold engages and builds strength around the shoulder blade and at the rotator cuff to keep these smaller muscles stable when performing other exercises. This helps enhance the activation of shoulder muscles during exercise, ultimately reducing injury risk, particularly if you tend to play sports that require swinging or throwing, or if you tend to lift heavy weights. Planks can help you lift heavier weights in two ways. First, because planks help develop strength of the transverse abdominis, developing strength around the stabilizers of the spine. As a result, heavy squats or dumbbell shoulder presses may become easier as your core strength improves. Second, the plank itself is a position that can help build baseline strength at the shoulders, hips, glutes, and core for other popular exercises. When your plank feels strong and steady, you can easily start branching out to plank-adjacent moves such as push-ups, renegade rows, mountain climbers, and kettlebell swings, all of which essentially incorporate plank form into more dynamic exercises. Running is a perfect example of an exercise in which a strong core and efficient transfer of power between the upper and lower halves is particularly important. When running, you need your shoulders to engage to create an efficient arm swing, and the arm swing needs to be coordinated with your leg swing, which originates from the hips. And what connects the shoulders and the hips? All the muscles of your core. As Stuart McGill, a spine health and core training expert, pointed out in an interview with Runner's World, planks help develop the strength that allows for trunk stiffness during running, and this stiffness can help your legs move. When your core is braced, your spine is stable, and you're able to efficiently recruit the right combination of muscles at the right time. As such, it's practically guaranteed that your running will improve. McGill explained that you don't need to spend an outrageous amount of time planking to see results, saying, "Research shows that for most people, holding a plank for 1 minute at a time creates a resilient torso. But if you have a history of back pain, hold for 10-second increments to reduce your risk of back pain triggers." Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Health Digest videos about your favorite fitness facts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.